Jesus again declared at John 14 verse 6, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." The question then is whether there is truth in the proclaimer himself. If there is truth in Jesus, his claim that he is the way and the life might also be sustainable. If not, then by that very fact the utterance as a whole will go centrically disproved. Let us consider some passages in the New Testament that go to show that there is absolutely no truth in Jesus. Matthew 17 verses 10 to 13. Then the disciples asked Jesus, "Why do the teachers of the law say that Elijah has to come first?" "Elijah is indeed coming first," answered Jesus, "and he will get everything ready. But I tell you that Elijah has already come, and people did not recognize him, but treated him just as they pleased. In the same way they will also ill-treat the Son of Man." Then the disciples understood that he was talking to them about John the Baptist. That Jesus was in fact referring to Baptist John when he spoke to the disciples is evident from his words to the crowd in Matthew 11 verses 12 to 15. From the time John preached his message until this very day, the kingdom of heaven has suffered violent attacks, and violent men try to seize it. Until the time of John, all the prophets and the law of Moses spoke about the kingdom. And if you are willing to believe their message, John is Elijah, whose coming was predicted. Listen, then, if you have ears. What does the Baptist himself say about his identity? The Jewish authorities in Jerusalem sent priests and Levites to John to ask him, "Who are you?" John did not refuse to answer, but spoke out openly and clearly. This is what he said, "I am not the Messiah." "Who are you then?" they asked. "Are you Elijah?" "No, I am not," John answered. John 1 verses 19 to 21. Jesus says Baptist John is Elijah. But the Baptist himself spoke out openly and clearly that he was not Elijah. Thus, Jesus' assertion that John is Elijah is a palpable lie. John does not stand to gain anything by lying, whereas Jesus does gain from lying. He says self-justifyingly that Elijah has already come to restore all things, and people did not recognize him, but did with him the things they wanted. When Jesus so identified the Baptist with Elijah to the disciples, the Baptist had been killed already. This served as a favorable opportunity for Jesus to lie about the Baptist's identity. It is impossible to reconcile the detection of untruth with a person who simply claims to be truthful. But in the case of Jesus, he says he is truth embodied. Any untruth detected in him would necessarily make him falsehood embodied and consequently the devil, the father of lies. As for his two other claims of way and life, they merely signify, when coming from him, the necessary idioms for trap and doom. It is clear, therefore, that Jesus is neither the way nor the truth nor the life. On his part, Baptist John is the first one to assert that Jesus is Son of God. The claim is untenable and groundless. The Baptist's own words too belie it. In John 1 verse 29, he says in respect of Jesus, "Here is the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world." In John 1 verse 32 and 34 he added, "I saw the Spirit come down like a dove from heaven and stay on him. I have seen it, and I tell you that he is the Son of God." Matthew 11 verses 2 to 3, however, says, "When John heard in prison what Christ was doing, he sent his disciples to ask him, 'Are you the one who was to come, or should we expect someone else?'" This shows that the spectacle reported by John did never occur. Had John seen such an extraordinary sight, he would not send his allies to inquire of the same Jesus whether they should expect someone else. Besides, how can John know for so certain that this Spirit came from heaven? Consider Matthew 24 verse 36 on Jesus' proprietary theme of end of the world. No one knows the day or hour. The angels in the heaven don't know, and the Son himself doesn't know. Only the Father knows. Jesus here admits that he does not know when the world is going to end up. But his words in Matthew 24 verse 44 are to the contrary. "The Son of Man will come at an hour when you are not expecting him." If he does not know the when of it, he cannot in truth say at the same time that it will only occur at an unexpected hour. Since the two statements cannot be true at the same time, Jesus is lying in both instances. Moreover, Jesus says in John 10 verse 30 that he and his Father are the same. If so, he should know everything that the Father knows. How then can he say that the date and time of day when the world will come to a stop is known to his Father, but not to him? What Jesus says in Matthew 24 verse 36 contradicts with what he says in John 10 verse 30. Self-contradiction is the hallmark of falsehood. Since there is no truth in Jesus, the words of Jesus in John 8 verse 44 in respect of the devil supreme, he is a liar and the father of the lie, become meaningful in Jesus and alone in Jesus.